Okay, today what I have planned is the beginning of a baby crib, which I kind of hand drew this. I saw an image of one somewhere, so I just bought some cheap pine, and if it turns out nice, then I'll build one out of some kind of better wood. Maybe cut the four corners. So I use cedar, easy to work with, 2x4, and seems like a good height to me. So the rail is going to be over here, easy to reach in for the baby, and so this is what I have. First, we draw on a design. Okay, this is my rough draft, and so I kind of draw it on lightly, and then I decide which pattern I want to go with, so I use a permanent marker afterwards. Okay, so there you have it. I have my design traced on the board. So this is what it's going to look like. And if it's too tall, you could always chop a little off the bottom. So voila. And the next step is you just cut those out, all four to be the same, using a jigsaw. Next thing, after you cut the first one, you use it as a tracer piece, and trace your design to the next three boards. So I usually like to clamp them, that way you get the same pattern every single time, you get zero movement. So clamp it down, trace with a permanent marker, and just follow the lines. Stay exactly on the lines, because as a permanent marker it gives you an extra 1/16 of an inch or so, maybe even, I wouldn't say an eighth, but if you cut directly on the line and take the whole line off, it should be exactly the same as this piece that you already cut. Use a belt sander and a palm sander and just sand them down till they're perfect, or as close as they could be. It's just wood, so once you router everything and put it all together, it's going to look perfect. So do the best you can and just sand it all down. So after your sanding is complete, you get this even. Each piece is pretty much the same, so you don't have one different than the other. So if you look from an angle, all of these are lined up. I use the belt sander and a palm sander to finish everything out. Now if you have little pieces like cuts like this, you could use wood filler to fill them in. Same with the nuts, you could put wood filler in. It depends what you're doing, if you're painting or staining. I'm making this paint grade, so doesn't matter. So I didn't want to make this bed too big. I lined them all up. You know, you have to make sure the top is perfect, the bottom is perfect. This is what I have. This is going to be my top row. This is going to be my bottom. And this space in between, which is 18 inches or 15 and a half. I was going to use 16 to begin with. So 15 and a half inches is going to be my pickets. And all of these are marked, so you have consistency all throughout your baby crib. And so my next part is pretty much just align everything the way you want it. So this is the bottom, this is going to be the top, and the pickets in between. And they're going to be at 15 and a half inches. So that's the plan. So what you do is you cut everything, align everything, and since you're having a new baby, you don't want any sharp edges, so you got to make sure all the edges are routed. You have to use a router for everything. All the pickets, no sharp edges. This is fine because it's going to be connected to the posts, but try to take out all the rough edges. Okay, now after you router everything, all the edges, make sure everything's smooth. Then slide them up, and you're going to be drilling holes for the 1/4 inch dowel pins. And what we're going to do is 2 on each side. I was thinking of one, but there's a chance of twisting, so you know, pretty much one on each side, glue them, and do it throughout the entire picket structure. So we go 2 on each picket throughout the entire baby crib. Okay, so now I got 2 of the smaller sections put together using these 1/4 inch dowels, and I don't have all the fancy schmancy equipment, so voila, 2 sections are complete, and just continue with the 2 large sections left. Okay, now after you glue everything together, then you're gonna have to put notches into the post, as I did on this one. You're gonna have to do the same thing as on the pickets. Put some dowels in. I'd say 3 or 4, and 2 on top. And then same with this on the sides, so you could dowel everything together. And this is what it looks like, all routed. So for this side and for the tops for that piece. You put this whole thing together, and this is what it will look like before the paint. I don't have any of the fancy straps that you guys like to use, all the wood shop guys, but this is what it looks like before the paint and before I put the floor in.